All right, here we are, Saturday, another time to try out a new recipe. So today I am making red velvet knockoff cookies. These are red velvet cookies from a famous store brand that everybody loves that seems to be closed on Sundays. If you catch my drift, that's what we're making. So red velvet cookies with an icing, high protein. Let's get into it. So first we're going to do half a cup of pumpkin puree. Now, according to the recipe, you're not going to taste the pumpkin puree, but it helps with density, it helps build some things, and it keeps the nutrition facts low. So we're going to go with it. 122 grams or a half a cup. $108. 122 grams pumpkin puree. $122 pumpkin puree. What's next? 1 scoop of chocolate casein protein powder. Now, casein, I just bought some. I bought 6 Star. 6 Star is not my favorite brand, but they do okay. But casein is a slower absorbing protein that's typically used in food recipes or in like nighttime protein formulas and things like that. It's a slower breakdown, so it actually has like a longer window inside of your body, but it has a less of a kind of a quick acting factor. So it's not something you would want immediately following a workout, but it's something that long lasting. So it's 1 scoop of chocolate. Casein protein is way better in your cookie recipe. So 1 scoop chocolate casein. Next, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. 4 tablespoons. Tablespoon. 1, 2, 3, and 4 tablespoons cocoa powder. Next up, 3 tablespoons of coconut flour. 1, 2, and 3 tablespoons coconut flour. 1 egg. I've been thinking about this recipe all week. 1 egg. Ooh. 170 grams of plain Greek yogurt. I got non-fat Chobani Greek. I've been trying a couple different brands here. Trying to find things that have less of that Greek taste to it. Not a huge fan of that overly Greek kind of sour tart taste. So far, Chobani's been good to me, so I'm going to stick to it. So it's 170 grams of that. $34, $80, 170, 134, 160, 170. Boom. 170 grams Greek yogurt going in. Next up, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Hey, oven's preheated. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. I preheated the oven for 350 degrees. Next up, a 1/4 cup of sweetener. So I'm using Swerve, which they say is really good in baking. 1/4 cup is also 50 grams. Swerve, they say, is really good for baking. It's a 1-to-1 replacement for sugar, 0 calories. Xylitol, I've heard, is also really good, but I couldn't find it, so I'm sticking with Swerve. 1/4 cup of sweetener. Boom. Next up, 1 teaspoon of red food coloring. Because this is what makes it red velvet. One teaspoon red food coloring. And we're going to start mixing that. The next thing calls for tablespoons of almond milk, but that's to get it to the texture you want it to be for a cookie dough. So I'm just going to start mixing it now and get my almond milk ready. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up a little bit. So again, this is a knockoff brand of what they would say is a kind of famous store brand of cookies that are crumbly in texture, if you catch my drift. This will yield about 4 cookies. High protein, low fat. For me, it'll replace my snack I kind of have later on. All right, so let me get a spatula here and start to break this down a little. It's globbing up. It does look like cookie dough. Obviously, it's a little dry, so I will add some milk to get the texture right. It looks the exact color it needs to be for red velvet. Now I'm just going to put in there. It smells a little more on the chocolatey side, so maybe it's just a red chocolate cookie. So here is my 3 tablespoons going in. Let me get closer. 1, 2, and 3 tablespoons of almond milk. Mixy, mixy. So once I saw this recipe online, I've been dying to try it all week. I will have 1 of these cookies to replace my snack. Another thing I've really been enjoying for my snack, if you've ever heard of cookie butter, they make a powdered cookie butter, which is like super low in fat and low in sugar, but high in protein. And you can reconstitute it with a little bit of water. I spread it on my rice cakes, and there are some amazing flavors out there. I tried peanut butter because I had it for an old recipe, and it was outstanding. So I ordered all the other flavors this company made. Maybe I'll do a video on that here soon. So this is starting to come out to look like cookie dough. So I'm going to prep this with some parchment paper. And as I've shown before, some drops of oil. So I like to put a tiny bit of oil in the corners to help hold down my parchment paper so it doesn't move around and curl up like it likes to do since it's on a roll. Especially as I get to the bottom of my parchment paper container here. All right, so we're gonna make like 4 big cookie shapes. I'm just gonna grab a regular kitchen tablespoon to spoon it out. Maybe I'll sneak a sample. That is much better. A little on the runny side, but preferred compared to what it was. And being super dry before. It smells almost cake-like. I guess that's kind of the goal there, is to get it to be like red velvet cake flavored. All right, so we want to make some bigger sized cookies. And again, we want to make about 4 of them. So I'm going to start by making them. And I'll just keep adding to them as we keep having stuff to add to them. It looks like I used too much parchment paper, so I'm going to rip off some of this corner. Yeah, get out of the way. Ripped off too much. Good. What's up, dude? All the rescue bots are winning?
Yeah.
That's good, dude.
You're already winning. And you've got...
Ought to be interesting.
3, 4, 5 roasties to 5 rescue bots.
Good, dude. So these are going to be massive. And that's quite all right. Hopefully they just don't bake too big, because I don't have much room left on this parchment paper for them.
5 rescue bots on a win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rescue bots.
All right, so it looks like I've made 4, what's almost like a large burger-sized cookies. That one's a little sad looking, so I'm going to add to that one. All right, my initial taste of the batter, that, what is it, cocoa powder? That real bitter cocoa powder, baking cocoa powder that's unsweetened is strong. So hopefully it bakes up nicely. But there's our 4 cookie sizes. This goes in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. So I'm going to throw this in, clean up a little bit, and then I'll be right back for icing. And that's going in there. Timer 20 minutes. Be right back. All right, we're back to make icing. We still have 15 minutes left. So we need more Greek yogurt, some plain, some sugar-free cheesecake pudding mix. We need 2 light Laughing Cows, which I think is cream cheese. And then we need some 0-calorie whipped topping. But it's frozen, so I'm going to be defrosting it a little bit as we go. And then some sprinkles, which we'll add on the end. So let's get started. So I need 7 grams of this pudding mix, and I'm going to start with that since it's dry. There it is. Pudding mix, 7 grams. Next up, we need 170 grams of our Greek yogurt. Again, Chobani, non-fat, plain Greek yogurt. Need a spoon. This is going to make like a cream cheese type of frosting. 40 grams. 105 grams. 130. 170. Good to go. Come on. Not overly Greek. I need 2 light laughing cows. These little triangled things. I know a lot of people just eat these as a snack. I never really have. I don't even know how to open them. I think I'm making more of a mess than I probably should be. Making a huge mess on my hands. I think that one I dropped on the floor, so it probably got extra mushy. So this one hopefully goes better. All right. All right, that's done. Good job, buddy. All right, so this should have some defrosted enough. I only need 2 tablespoons out of here. So I did my Greek yogurt, my pumpkin cheese, my laughing. All right, 2 tablespoons of this. Not so great when it's frozen. All right, we'll put that away and we'll mix it. I'm going to use the whisk, which I'll probably regret. I don't like using the whisk too much because it gets all caught up in there. This might make it. All right, as that's mixing, I'm going to clean up a little bit, stay ahead of it. I have 11 minutes left on my cookies. Where's my spatula? Where'd my spatula go? That little one that I had before would be perfect. Here it is. Let me clean this off real quick. I did some meal prepping today. I made about 6 days worth of meals for me. My kitchen is a complete mess, but that's all right. I'm gonna have some satisfying cookies here in a little while. All right, let's push this down a little bit. Make sure we're mixing up nice here. Scrape the bottom. Sometimes these mixers get out of balance and the bottom gets all jacked up. So you gotta make sure you scrape the bottom every now and then. There is a way to balance them, just kind of like I used to do to my woodshop machines back when I taught that. But seems to be close. Not bad. Let me get some sprinkles. I don't even know where we keep our sprinkles. We even have sprinkles. I don't even know if we have sprinkles. I mean, you gotta have sprinkles, right? Somewhere in this house, we have sprinkles. Huh. Well, all right. All right, so I have 8 more minutes left in the oven. I'm going to turn off the camera. I will get back out here when the cookies are done and they come out. Let's take a peek at them. Oh boy, they're baking up huge. Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. All right, see you in a minute. All right, icing is done. Sprinkles, I found them. They're ready. Oven is beeping at me. So let's take these out and see how they came out. Back up, dude. Oh, they blew up. They're huge. So there they are after 20 minutes in the oven. They're huge. I'm going to let them sit for a little while and kind of harden. I'm going to give them like 5 minutes on the pan so they cook up a little bit more on the inside. Then I'm going to put them on a cooling rack for 5 or 10 minutes and then I'm going to ice them. I'm not a baker, but we'll see how it goes. All right, our first 5 minutes is up. Boop. So let's, oh man, they're so soft. Wow. Very soft, very soft. I don't know if I should put it on here now. I'm going to move it to a plate. Very soft, kind of like that company we discussed earlier that I will not discuss here because of copyright infringement. I don't know. But very soft cookies. I'm going to take them off now. And I'm going to ice them right now because they're cool enough. But you don't want them to be too cool because you want them to be able to melt the icing a little bit. So this was unnecessary. All right, so now we're going to ice them. This is our cream cheese icing. I probably, if I wanted to take more time to do it right, would have put them in like a Ziploc bag, cut the corner off and pipe them. I'm going to be lazy and just spread it on like this with my spatula. Try and get a nice even layer. There's a lot of icing here for just 4 cookies, so I'm going to make it nice and thick layer. I might put these in the fridge for a little while so they can cool some more before I enjoy it. On this wonderful Saturday. So far, the taste of the batter, the smell, the look, I am very happy with this. But that doesn't matter until I taste the actual cookie. I don't even know which one I want to go with. So the next time I make these, I will Ziploc bag and pipe in on the icing just so it's a little more evenly distributed. But hey, this is what learning is all about, right? Got a little bit of travel ahead of me tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll have a second one tomorrow or what. My weigh-in wasn't great, but I feel like I look great, so body composition might be a factor there. I'm still down at all-time low body weight, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm saying is, I don't know, maybe I will have 2 of these today if they're that good. But again, I'm going to count that into my macros and be good by it. So the macros on these as I finish up icing them. Each one of these cookies comes out to 208 calories. Compare that to your big store brand. 208 calories, 19 carbs. I'm sorry, 24 carbs, and 19 grams of protein. 4 grams of fat. That's kind of the goal here, is to get low fat. That's the goal of my diet. Get smart carbs, so the good complex kind of carbs, and low fat. This past week, I averaged about 22 grams of fat per day, with some days hitting as low as 16 grams of fat. This will probably be a high day, but that's okay because these look outstanding. So here they are. See how good it looks there. They came out just as I imagined they would. I am going to put them in the fridge for about 5 minutes. This plate is pretty hot. And then after that, I'll bring the video back and we will enjoy them. All right, here we are. 5 minutes. These have cooled enough. I did not put them in the fridge because I meal prepped and there's like 25 meals in there. There is no room in the fridge. So I just let them cool on the counter. The moment I've been waiting for all week. We're going to go with this one. So it's very soft, big cookie, just like that. Wow. After the first bite, I'm already trying to decide what I could possibly cut out of the rest of my eating for today so I can have a second one. It is outstanding. The texture is very good. The density is amazing. I mean, if I were to compare this to normal cookies, probably doesn't hit as great as one of those fancy cookies from the store that puts out 6 new cookies every week. But as far as a 4-gram of fat cookie is concerned, and something that's high in protein, and I wouldn't consider this breaking my diet at all, which I haven't broken for like 260 days, this is outstanding. Can't taste any of the pumpkin. The cocoa powder bitterness is kind of taken away. The tart from the Greek yogurt is not there. The cream cheese frosting would probably be much better if it was cold. So, I mean, I'd give it again, I'm so swayed because I haven't had any dirty food in a very long time. I'd say if I'm grading hard, like a 7, 8. And if it were cold, it'd probably be in the 8s. Man, what else can I cut out today that I can afford to eat another one? There it is. Guilt-free red velvet cupcake or cookies. 208 calories, 4 grams of fat, 24 carbs, 19 protein. Highly recommend. Go make your own. Have a strong day. Ah.